Hello everybody, my name is Pasha du Valentine. Welcome to my new show, The Great British Secret. I'm on a mission, it has to be said, because everyone thinks we're so fuddy-duddy, don't they, the British? But I know differently. Let's take a closer look into the secret world of BDSM.
Okie dokie, right, so let's start at the beginning. What is your name or alter ego? So, my name is Poppy, and
my name is Kensington Byron By.
Brilliant. So the next question, are you familiar with BDSM and do you describe yourself as curious, a newbie, well practiced, or an old hat? Well, you've got a new hat.
That's how I describe myself. I'm a new hat.
You're a new hat, this.
I'm a new hat.
I'm quite experienced, I'd say. I've had my BDSM fetish has been a long time in the coming, and I would say I'm about 4 years now into.
Not that long in coming.
Yes, so very much well practiced, but still consider myself very new. There's so much out there to learn. Are you a top or a bottom, or do you switch?
I'm a switch. Damn it! I thought you were going to...
When I first started, I recognised myself as a submissive. That was how I was. I was very proud and a bit protective of that title. And people said to me that I would make a good dominant. The teachings that submission, all the things that submissions taught me, has actually made me into quite a good top, as I understand what it means to be a good dominant, or what I like, and people seem to like that also. What would you say about yourself? Kensington?
Well, I, as Kensington, would say I'm a little bit of both and can switch pretty easy between.
You can swing anywhere. Either way. A pendulous pair of swinging bosoms.
Don't go too far into
What
that.
excites you emotionally and physically about the BDSM experience?
You first. I'll get ideas. I'll just copy what you say.
Emotionally and also physically, my biggest my biggest kink is anxiety and fear and waiting. So that can be through emotion. Well, it's an emotion, isn't it? But physically, it can act out as something simple as it manifests in goosebumps and things, but sort of the quiet touches, the not knowing where something is coming from. So the simple stuff which people associate with BDSM, like pain, it's not actually the pain that I enjoy, it's the waiting and the not knowing when the swipe or the spank is going to come.
So regular metronomic
doesn't work. No. And it's that feeling, even though they might be behind you spanking your bottom,
knowing
they're there, and you can almost hear or feel their arm retract to hit you, and that's really powerful for me. And it's the quiet stuff, the psychological quiet stuff, and the whisperings of good girl, well done, you can take more, that kind of stuff. That's the big stuff for me. And obviously, like that, you could play with loads of stuff within those boundaries of pain, restriction. One of my favourite things is simple bondage, self-bondage, so being asked not to move, or saying something like, you're not allowed to look into my eyes, to the dominant. It's really powerful stuff. So say you go for dinner and the whole time you're not allowed to look in the dominant's eyes, which can evoke a lot of different emotions, very powerful self-bondage. Things. What would you say it is for you, R&I?
I was thinking about the waiting thing, and remember the game I used to play with my housemates, Keepy Uppy Horse. And once you completed all the letters, you had to bend over, and all the other people would take pop shots with a football at your ass. And if you played a double risk to get an extra letter in case someone else lost as well, and then you lost, then you'd have to show skin. So that was quite BDSM-y, I now realise, because it's all about the waiting. It'd be like, and the longer the run-up they do, the more chance they got of missing you, also the more powerful it's going to be. So
so you understand the waiting
So that's all I have to say on that.
But you don't have an emotional or a physical excitement thing, a thrill that...
Yeah, probably. I just haven't thought
You
about
can't
it.
really identify it yet. Okay.
Yet.
Do you go to fetish clubs? I've been to loads of fetish clubs and done loads of different things. Performance, dungeon monitoring, hosting, all sorts of different roles, and gone as a participant and experienced many and varied strange things there. And that's where I met you, wasn't it? Was that your first fetish club?
It was.
And you were so not really into fetish before, but you were very happy to be in that space.
Yeah. It came from a place where everyone can like do what they want, and good on them if they have a clear idea or a half decent idea about what they want to do.
Yeah.
And get out of, I don't know, sex and interaction and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which most people don't.
That's one thing that you've sort of re-talked about, isn't it? About sort of from you observing the fetish scene, about, you know, how we're meant to be this sort of liberated and free people, but actually we restrict ourselves with rules and
human nature,
rule boundaries. Yeah,
human nature.
Shut each other down in different ways.
Yeah, obviously everyone's come to the scene because they are open-minded and liberal in certain ways.
Yeah,
and kind of open-minded with themselves and honest with themselves, but you still bring your human nature of pigeonholing people and pigeonholing yourself.
I think that's one thing that fetish clubs does actually, is it gets people out. You kind of can see the people who are real sort of classical fetishists and think there's something called old leather rules or something, and it's all about very classical BDSM fetish, and you have to follow certain rules, and you know some submissives do only this, and you know you can't approach a dom, or they must approach you. All these different rules, old leather club rules, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And then you get people that say that they've got like prescriptivists, purists in the scene, so they'll see other people just playing around, having a nice time, which is something I've done. Always laughed, lots of laughter in a lot of my fetish.
Yeah, fun.
Play.
Fun,
But some
serious.
people like it really, really serious and think it's
Which is
incorrect.
fine, if that's what they want to do.
Okay, next question.
Cool, that one went on a long time.
It was good. I think it was good for Pasha. Good for Pasha. Are you happy to tell friends of your BDS interest, or is it a secret?
Shall I go first?
You go first.
No, I'd have no problems telling any friends, because if they were real friends, then
They wouldn't.
yeah, then they would be fine with it. I've done lots of strange things in my time, and yeah, real friends have been okay with it.
Yeah. I've spent a lot of my life hiding it and being made to feel strange and odd and weird for it. And when I was released from those kind of ideas, it took me a while to feel comfortable with it and my sexuality, but now I'm completely okay. There was a point where I wouldn't, and I had certain friends that I thought I could trust with it, but actually they were judging me severely for it. But now I keep friends, I keep friends of all types, and they know about it. I'm happy to tell my family about it. My mum and dad sort of ignore a lot of it, try not to take on the meaning of it too much. But yeah, no, I'm very happy and I'm very proud of it, and that's something that I really want to work with. And I think this project is actually really good. I don't think we should normalise fetish or BDSM anyway, because part of it is the taboo and the weird and the
if everyone was doing it,
that it would, yeah, it takes away a bit of the power.
fun.
Yeah, I'm very proud and I stand by it. And I've paraded my fetish around town on a pride float. I've had my pictures taken. I've been on the radio with it. I've had to come up against it in child custody battles as well, being asked openly, are you a sex fetish performer?
But isn't that the point of this, is to normalise it for the rest of society, not to make everyone do it, but just take away all of the stigma and the misunderstanding.
I think, what I've said before is it's like saying knowing your neighbour the guy next door, the nice man next door, he wears ladies' knickers, and instead of being like, oh, how weird, or that's really strange, or he must be he must be a weirdo,
Like,
just going, okay,
cool.
that's his thing.
Brilliant. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. What are your favourite BDSM tools? Your penis.
Yes, my penis is a tool.
Yeah, and your brain.
Ah, now that's the one, isn't it? Actually, the only BDSM tool is the brain.
I really think you're right. And
everything else is just the extension and a way of kind of manifesting the thought.
Yeah.
Or you pick up anything and be like, what can I do with this?
Yeah.
So there's no favourite tools.
Well, this is
the whole.
That was something, and it's poignant today actually because it's his third year of his death. But one thing that a good friend Ryan did was make BDSM tools out of stuff he found, or like breadboards. Done some weird stuff with bits of Hoover, bits of blinds, all sorts of stuff. Like he would make stuff out of.
But it's kind of also like in the moment, just picking up whatever's nearest.
Yeah.
And being like, okay, I'll use this.
I think my favourite BDSM tool are clothes pegs, my hands, and definitely brain and my voice. Yeah. Have you ever had a bad experience through BDSM, and can you share it with our viewers?
No. Work out which part of that question that's an answer to.
I've been very lucky because I think I went into the scene kind of well read, and I understood what I could expect from dominance, because that's where I started as a submissive. So making sure I didn't have sort of people trying to basically just be bastards and take what they want from me. And I knew sort of how to be the empowered submissive as well. The times where stuff has gone...
Is that a self-respect thing?
Massively a self-respect thing, yeah. To know that you're happy. Like, that's the thing of a submissive, the wanton waiting, I do anything to please you, sir. It is often...
misused.
Yeah, misused. Yeah, and these... it is misused, and it can be a way for girls and boys to sort of get other people to play out their self-harm, I feel, for them. And they put themselves in scary situations where they normally wouldn't. So I've been very lucky that I haven't had that many bad situations. The only one thing I would say sticks out for me is I met someone that I had met on the scene in a vanilla setting, in normal, non-kink setting. He was quite drunk.
I don't like the term vanilla.
I don't like the term vanilla either. But
Magnolia.
And he was quite drunk, and I was quite drunk, and I was not feeling great about myself, and he invited me back to his, and he was very, very rough with me. He thought he was being BDSM, but he wasn't. He was just being an idiot, and I kind of had to remove myself from his flat, I made a really bad choice going there. Luckily, nothing too bad happened. But I put myself in danger.
Get in a situation you never did before.
And he didn't know his strength, because I don't know if he was drunk or an idiot or what, but he didn't know his strength. He didn't know what he was doing. He had kit and tools. I mean, that's one thing I'll never do, is I'll never give somebody a tool like a spanker or a paddle to hit me with, which is not theirs. I don't, that if it's my stuff, then I'm happy, because then if it's something they've got, then it sort of implies that they've got some experience or some understanding. This guy had, basically Anne Summers do-it-yourself start up my first BDSM kit, and was just taking so many risks with me. I had to remove myself, which was a shame. And he was a penis. Absolute poo-head.
Penis, not in a good way.
No.
Oh dear.
I don't know if we're allowed to swear or not. That's why I say penis instead of dick. Right. Next one. Oh, I have had one bad experience.
Uh-oh.
BDSM experience. I was with somebody who liked a man who liked pegging, which is when you do them up the bottom with a strap on for a lady, and had a strap on attached to my thigh. He liked very, very hard anal sex, and he was it wasn't, and he wanted.
I would have remembered that.
He so I was sort of kneeing him basically, so the strap was on my thigh into his bum, It's quite a big dildo, and he was always told, it was with someone else, and he was always told to douche, but he would never sort of anal douche, so clear out your, you know, your sphincters and things, and there was just poo everywhere. And like, I don't judge anybody for their fetishes, but I came up against the scat, and I know for sure, I had an idea, but no, I know for sure this one's not for me. What has been the highlight of your BDSM life? Coming into BDSM and meeting people and getting involved in clubs and performance and stuff has, and meeting some absolutely amazingly, phenomenally wonderful and weird people. I've had loads of highlights, but I would say my biggest one would be going to Amsterdam to perform in front of a big fetish club as Magenta from the Rocky Horror Show, and then later to be filleted by a dwarf, a midget, on stage and brought to orgasm in front of all those people would be, yeah, that was surreal. Had some amazing pictures from the
customers.
I know, it's brilliant. I lay on my back and I was wearing these amazing boots, and I put my legs in the air in sort of that classical V shape, so straight legs, and sort of, and then open them up like that. And there was actual an audible and like people like going, yeah, and that was like, oh, this is just amazing.
Nice.
Like, and I'm massively
standing ovation, your open legs.
Yeah, that was amazing. Absolutely amazing. That was really good.
Nice.
But yeah, loads and loads of really good things. Lots of, but I think, yeah, that, and also just meeting people and finding my kin.
Yeah, that's what I would say actually. Being part of the highlight of BDSM, or being part of the BDSM scene, if you want to call it that, it's just meeting interesting people and having interesting conversations with lots of different types of people, which you can't always do everywhere. I've done it many places around the world, but you can't always do it down the pub or at work or whatever. No. But every time there's always interesting conversation.
I think BDSM...
Interesting minds.
I think BDSM by its very nature, because you, a lot of it is about, you know, setting up a scene, talking, thinking about your kinks. When you speak to somebody on the scene, you straight away you talk about your kinks, what you want, how you want to go about things, what's okay for you and stuff. So by its very nature, you're exploring, you're assessing, you're reflecting on things.
Yeah.
And I think that bleeds out a lot of the time for people into like their day-to-day lives, and and that makes them more,
because you've obviously done a lot of self-exploring and of yourself, but you've also done a lot of thinking about how other people think and stuff like that, so it would make you a very good conversationalist. So actually, when it goes beyond
the line,
beyond BDSM into other facets, you can talk about anything really. And share a conversation. It's
not always, and it's not everyone that does it. I mean, you get some people that are completely
of course,
off the railings with that kind of things. But I find that it's I seem to meet more people like that on this scene than I have done in any other place.
If you were going to categorise people, you say I've met like BDSM, I've met lawyers, I've met rugby players.
Well, this is the thing, BDSM is everybody as well.
Exactly, well, it covers all, but it's still a category beyond those ones. So you mostly, humane, thinking, respectful.
Yeah, definitely.
People.
Lots of Buddhists, lots of vegans, lots of right-ons.
Exactly. Earthbound.
Definitely, lots of magical people.
And magic as well.
So last question. Would you recommend a BDSM to a close friend, and a BDSM experience to a close friend? And if so, why?
No, I would not. If it happens for them, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's got to be in their own space, in their own time. Or I would invite someone along to a club or something, or to a party, but I wouldn't suggest anything. I wouldn't.
No, I think the same. I think BDSM or fetish stuff has to come from within. It has to be self-driven. So you've got to find your own way. If
you push someone into it, they're either going to jump in because they've never seen anything so amazing, or they're going to run the opposite direction and never turn around.
Well, I've had people trying to kind of ride the back of, well, ride my coattails really on what I've been up to, because the spaces I've been invited to, people like excited about it, and it's not for them, but they're trying hard, and it's actually quite frustrating. And I much prefer sort of a self-propelled need or want.
You know when it's natural. You don't have to try. You don't have to think about it. It all just happens.
So I don't know if I'd even recommend a club. I think actually what I would recommend is...
Oh yeah, I wouldn't recommend I'd take someone, but I wouldn't recommend it.
I think what I would recommend from the scene is actually just doing a bit of escapism stuff, because that's one thing BDSM really allows, is sort of this cathartic play space where you can lose time, space, all of your problems, you know, and just focus on... It's very meditative. So focus on being something else or doing something else entirely. So all of the whole world just slips away whilst you're sort of taking on.
Everyone has something like that, whether it's reading or running or actual meditation.
But then,
and if you say that that's your way of getting away from the world and stretching time out,
I think the word play is really... That's really important. Children play, animals play, and it's one thing as adults we don't allow ourselves to do. So, I mean, we've had experiences where we've been just playing, just being playful, and just doing whatever it is the world wants from you at that moment, or you want to do in that moment in that time. And it might be something very sexy or sexual, and it might be something a bit kinky, or it might not be that at all. I mean, we set up a ridiculous scene about being some
Arctic explorers trapped in a blizzard
with nothing left to discover but ourselves, our own bodies. That was really funny. But a lot of the sexual element actually was very small part of it.
Really.
Yeah.
Most of it was.
And as soon as we started doing the sex part, we kind of lost the scene, and we were just into
sex.
But yeah, there's the play of it all, which was just brilliant and very releasing. And I've always found that it's really meditative. Especially as a submissive, I think, because the dominant has to lead a scene, has to think about what's coming up next, and that's hard work, and it's energy sapping. But the submissive can sit in a really quiet space and know that all they have to do is go with,
basically,
completely taken care of.
Which is a really nice lesson for everyone to learn.
Yeah,
just let go and let it happen.
Yeah. And whatever happens to you, you can cope with it. And that's one thing I loved about being submissive, which I haven't had, is feeling so trusting of somebody, and of myself.
In any other situation.
And also just know that I'm safe. And anything that was to happen to my body, so like really stingy, difficult pain that I don't like very much, I could manage, and it actually didn't matter. You know, I am more than the pain. It does not make me, and I can wash it away and brush it off. And when I've been in more vulnerable states, pain has hit me right to my core, and I can't get rid of it. So it's swift.
Not physically though.
It's an emotional thing, and I can't physically get rid of it, and I can't breathe, and it's too much. And I think you've seen me do that. We were tussling a bit, weren't we? And I ended up sort of having to take some space and going out onto the balcony. Because it was just, I was in too much of a panicky mode to deal with anything like that. But then other times I can take great amounts of input. But yeah, so I wouldn't recommend anything. But I would recommend playing. Definitely playing.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the show. Remember, your secrets are safe with me. I'll see you next time when I'll be getting to the bottom of sex toys. See you then. Thanks for joining me. I'm Pasha du Valentine, and this was The Great British Secret.